Philosophy is that science which aims at answering great questions which captivate man, such as the origin of the universe, the origin of man, in order to reach wisdom. Philosophy has its origins in the 7th century before Christ in Greece. The etymology of the word philosophy comes from the Greek roots philos, meaning love, and sophia, meaning wisdom. This is why philosophy means love of wisdom. Philosophy is also the spirit, principles and general concepts of a matter, a theory or an organization. It also refers to a proper way of understanding the world and life. Branches of philosophy. Like many sciences, philosophy is a discipline that comprises several branches. For example, we can find a philosophy of being, which includes metaphysics, ontology and cosmology, among many other disciplines. At the same time, we can find a philosophy of knowledge that includes logic and epistemology. Also, there is a philosophy of action that is immensely related to moral issues such as ethics. Origin of philosophy. There is much controversy about the true origin of philosophy. However, various authors agree that philosophy developed more or less in parallel in both the East and the West, but its conceptions and methods are very different. In the West, philosophy is believed to have emerged during the Ancient Age, a historical period in which the first civilizations with methods of writing appeared, and comprises both Greek and Roman philosophy. In Greece, philosophy begins with the pre-Socratic period, led by Thales of Miletus in the 6th century BC, and later followed by Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. The Greeks were looking for a way of understanding the world, away from mythology and religion and more in touch with rational thought. On the other hand, Roman philosophy emerged in ancient Rome, in the 7th century BC, with exponents such as Lucretius, Seneca, Cicero, and Marcus Aurelius. For the Romans, interest prevailed over the practical, so they gave priority to everyday issues such as politics and ethics. In the Orient, philosophy had two main aspects: Hindu philosophy, from which multiple forms of thought derived, such as Vedanta, Yoga and Buddhism, and Chinese philosophy, which began in the Shang dynasty with the writing of the I Ching or the Book of Mutations in 1200 BC, and which would later become one of the pillars of Confucianism. Branches of philosophy. These are some of the main branches of philosophy today. Metaphysics studies the notions with which human beings understand the world around them. Gnoseology studies what concerns human knowledge, where it comes from, how far it can be developed, etc. Epistemology, it is in charge of analyzing the factors that lead to the acquisition of knowledge. For some authors, epistemology and gnoseology with the same philosophical branch. Logic, it started as a branch of philosophy that was in charge of studying notions such as demonstrations, paradoxes or invalid inference. However, since a century ago it is also considered a branch of mathematics. Ethics, it studies the notions of right and wrong in human behavior. Aesthetics, studies the perception of beauty. Political philosophy, studies the interrelations between citizens and political actors and systems. Philosophy of mind, it studies all the cognitive and emotional processes that take place on the mental plane, such as thoughts, desires, fantasies and emotions. Philosophy of science, is dedicated to the study of scientific knowledge and methodology, using concepts mainly from empiricism and positivism, deepening on the legitimacy, nature and rationality of science and its relationship with other forms of knowledge.